Morgan Le Fay, evil nemesis of King Arthur of Camelot. However, like many other famous witches' stories, this depiction has been wildly misconstrued. While Morgan Le Fay's existence cannot be proven, those who believe in King Arthur's legend believe in her and Merlin's existence. Morgan Le Fay, also called Morgane by modern-day novelists, like Marion Zimmer Bradley, was said to be King Arthur's half-sister, and would eventually, and unknowingly, bear King Arthur a son. She is famous because of her direct association with the Isle of Avalon, and with England's ancient pagans, the Druids. Much of Le Fay's stories denounce her allegiance to her brother and her people, casting her as an evil, vengeful witch who wants nothing more than to destroy or rule her brother's kingdom of Camelot. However, the true legend is that she actually aided King Arthur in his dying hour by leading him through the mists to the Isle of Avalon to be healed. Ardea is a witch who originates in the country of Italy. She is the main character in Ardea, or the Gospel of the Witches, a book written by Charles Leland in the late 19th century, considered by many to be an early and reputable source on the subject of witchcraft. The authenticity of this book is still debated, but it has aided the resurgence of paganism in the 20th century. Supposedly, Charles Leland was handed a book by a woman who lived in the Tuscany region of Italy, named Maddalena, and it was with the help of this book that Ardea, or the Gospel of the Witches, was composed. If one is to look at Ardea as she is presented in Leland's Gospel of the Witches, one would believe in Ardea as a sort of goddess of witches. The actual basis of Ardea's story, in Leland's book, is her birth from the goddess Diana and the god Lucifer. Her followers were supposedly a group of witches that had survived since the 12th century, using Ardea's knowledge of witchcraft to fend off the Roman Catholic Church's attempt to wipe out paganism from Tuscany. Was Ardea a goddess of Italian witches, or merely a powerful witch from the 14th century? I believe she was a witch who has had a strong following since the 14th century, but others still believe Ardea was more of a goddess and much more than a mere witch. Sybil Leek. Sybil's of witchcraft from a young age, and was around during Gerald Gardner's time. She is one of the most famous witches in modern history, and has written nearly 60 well-known pagan and occult books, such as Diary of a Witch, Sybil Leek's Book of Herbs, and Stars Speak, Your Body Language from the Stars. Sybil claims Aleister Crowley, an English occultist, taught her about witchcraft, and that she was supposed to be his successor. Sybil Leek died in the 1980s as Britain's most famous witch.